Hi, everybody. I am organizing today, and it's a mess, and I'm having some iced coffee first. I love this. I'm using the bottled cold brew this time. Most of the time, I use my own coffee, and the last of my Oatly that I need to replace. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Watch this mess. Yum, yum, yum. It tastes like a frap to me, probably because I don't get a lot of stuff like that. That's my pantry, and I keep this box in it. This tote is what I keep my baking supplies in. So I emptied it fully, and I wiped it down inside, not out, inside. And this is the mess that I'm gonna. Some has been thrown out. It was way not good anymore, and some has been rearranged, and I'll explain that in a minute. But I'm trying to organize things into seasonal type stuff, like Christmas baking, autumn baking, all-purpose baking, that kind of thing. So there's more. This is not it. So the first thing I'm going to put away is going to be all of the puddings and all of the jellos, and I guess I'll keep this. It's bad this month, but oh well. And that was bad in April. I shouldn't say bad, the best by date. There's this guy who does nothing but goes into old places and finds food in their cupboards that's like 20 years out of date. There may be more than one of him that do this. And they open them up and they sniff them, and sometimes they eat them. And he found this Jello that was from the 60s. A whole different kind of Jello back then, He fixed it and he ate it. And he said, this particular guy I watched it tastes just like Jello, but it didn't set up, the whatever gelatin they used back then didn't set up. And I wonder if the Jello nowadays will last 40, 50 years like that. Anyway, too much detail. I'm going to put all of the Jellos in 1 gallon Ziploc bag, and all of the actual Jellos and the puddings in one separate, and put them in the bottom of the thing. And when I need pudding or Jello, I'll have them all rather than floating all over this box. It was a mess. I must have come across a recipe that looked really good that used Jello. I'm sorry, it's not Jello. Jello brand lemon pudding. I've never had lemon pudding in my life. Why do I have 4 boxes in my pantry? I'm making my inventory as I go. Please don't buy another box of lemon pudding. I threw away the actual boxes of Dream Whip, and I kept just the directions, and I put on my inventory that I have 4 envelopes, and it says Dream Whip topping on the envelopes in little writing, but just the directions, and it takes up less room. But I won't do that with the boxes of Jello and pudding. I've had to switch to my 2-gallon hefty bags, seal it, because the Jello pudding took up more room than a 1-gallon. So now I'm going to do the Jello. I've got 2 orange, 2 peach, 1 blue small, and 1 blue big, 1 cherry, 1 lime, 1 big raspberry. So I probably make a box of Jello twice a year, and it's for holidays, for orange fluff or dreamsicle salad, whatever you like to call it. I've got the Jello gelatins, and I've got the Jello puddings all together. Not together, the gelatins are by themselves in a bag, and the puddings are by themselves in a bag. Now I'll go on to do Easter, I don't know. I'm going to put these in a bag right now just to get them organized. I've got, this one is not opened, and it's what I use for my royal icing to make the stiff kind of frosting you want on top of your sugar cookies so they don't, run all over your fingers and stuff. And I've never used it for anything else, but I use a lot of it around the holidays. So one of these, then I got one of these, and for a while there I couldn't find any others, so I bought this online. I've never used this, but I was desperate and I haven't opened it yet. That's how desperate I was. I didn't even make the cookies. the lids on these Wilton things aren't secure and they will spill. So I put a produce rubber band around them to keep the lid from popping off. You know, if you bang them around enough, they'll still pop off probably. But this one came with an actual screw-on lid, which I think would be a good idea for Wilton to do too. I'm doing the extracts now. So I had my husband concur with my opinion that my banana extract, my black walnut extract, and my chocolate extract, which I know is 25 years old, has lost its love. It's, you know, lost strength over the years in the pantry, even though I keep them in a dark place. So these three are going into the garbage. These are the extracts that I'll be keeping. And, you know, as I smell these, and I've never made a comparison before, I really do think that the Watkins are a stronger with age scent, and probably work better in recipes. So I'm keeping these and these and this one. Now, anise, I wonder if it's ever going to lose its stank. I'm not a fan, and I've never used it. What you see gone in here is because my mother borrowed it once, I think, and evaporation. So there you go. Anise I'm keeping. They don't even make that brand anymore. Crown Colony at Safeway, I don't think. So the McCormick's that I'm keeping are my maple, peppermint extract, orange, and butter. Let me tell you what I did with this butter. Maybe you do it too. But when my kids were really, really little, I used to take corn syrup, just plain old white corn syrup, and put it in a pan, a tiny pan on the stove, and I would add butter flavor, and I would add maple flavor, and I would then pour it into the syrup bottle. I know that's snaky and sneaky, but I did it anyway. It was less expensive than the syrup. Anyway, I'm going to keep those four. I don't do that to them anymore. They use real maple syrup now. Anyway, we didn't have as much money back then. Extract of mint or pure peppermint extract I'm keeping, pure almond extract, and more maple. I don't know if I'll ever use that much maple. I don't do that anymore, and I used to use it, like I said, but maybe if I make some kind of maple cookie or something, we'll see. So these are going into a smaller bag, obviously. In fact, you know what? I might put these with the vanilla. I make my own vanilla. If you go into the search thing and you want to know how, there's two different ones. The first one is before I even knew how to put video together, and the second one is a little better. Not that I know how to do it well now either. Okay, these are going with the vanilla in the pantry. All right, now I'm going to put together all of the cookie decorating that are not Christmas or autumn specifically, although you could use them anytime. Okay, so I have 3 bags here, and they are purple, blue, and green, and I consider that to be spring colors when I'm decorating. And then I've got 2 of the 4th of July type stuff. Okay, and then I've got a big of the, what do you call these? There's a specific name, I think, for those. Jimmy's? No, that's the ones that are chocolate. Anyway, these are for any time, but I'm putting with spring. And then here's rainbow colors. Purple. You can't tell, they look kind of black, but they are purple, and they're a pretty shade of purple. And then there's these that are like dots that are springish. And these that are all mixed. I'm convinced that they took everything they had left in the bins and poured it in and called it fun. Shark fun. And then there's these, and they're just M&Ms. What is that? Oh, it's part of the, it's actually on the, I think it came with, it looks like a bug, doesn't it? But it's the same as the other dark spots. Anyway, mixed M&Ms minis, and I just put them in this thing to keep them, you know, in a container rather than a bag. I like to use those for decorating things like, the top of a cake or brownies or something like that. And then I've got all of my gel. I don't know what I did with my liquid food color. I'm not seeing it, so I might have used it all. But anyway, this is all gel. It's all different colors, and that's it. It's all going into a bag. I'm going to also keep the cupcake picks, or bunny ears, in with the colors. These have never been opened, They expire 9/23. I'm going to go ahead and stick them in the freezer right now and hope that it'll be okay to use them for Christmas. I'm sure it will be. Just sweetened coconut flakes, so you can make like macaroons, you know, coconut macaroons, or you can make cake or whatever with the coconut. This is all by its lonesome, and the reason I even have it is because when we had the great Jif peanut butter scare last year, I was buying different brands of peanut butter, and when Jif came back on the the shelves and it was okay to eat again, well then the kids are like, put that Peter Pan somewhere, and I thought, well, I'll use it for recipes like cookies or peanut butter chocolate bars or peanut butter fudge or whatever. So I'm going to put this back in the pantry. They don't have to eat it with sandwiches, but it belongs in the pantry. And there you have it. I have some Jif and I have some Peter Pan and other stuff. I know I wrote down melts, but I don't remember if I showed them. So I've got the white chocolate, or just bright white, it doesn't say chocolate. Vanilla flavored is what it says. And then these are dark chocolate melts, and I'm going to put them in their own quart-sized bag because I can use those any season, just depending on what I want to use them for. Okay, I'm going to address all of these chocolate chips, but first I've got 2 of the Jet Puff. I use this in wintertime, like with hot cocoa, and I also make it a fudge recipe that has this in it. So these are going in the baking box. And finally, these are just chocolate chips for any time of the year. So I've got quite a bit of the Kirkland brand semi-sweet. I have a little bit of milk chocolate. These are also milk chocolate, but in kiss shapes. I like to make peanut butter cookies with a kiss in the middle. Peanut butter kiss cookies. And then I've got 3 bags of the 60% cacao bittersweet and 1 bag of the 72% dark chocolate. They're all going, well, this has got to have its own bag because it's so big, but I'll put these in 1 bag. They're all chocolate chips. Okay, here are the fall, mostly fall kind of chips. So I've got this is already open, and I don't know if I'll keep it or not. I'm going to check on the expiration date, but if you've not had these, once they're in a cookie, I don't think they taste as good. They're called the truffles, baking truffles, chocolate, caramel, so chocolate and caramel. So what if you, when you were a kid, if your mom or your grandmother or maybe you got a box of chocolates and you had a favorite chocolate in a box of chocolates, mine was always the caramels. And that's what these taste like. Only they're the size of a large chocolate chip. And that's why they're open. Because I couldn't keep my little fingers out. Anyway, I've got this. And then cinnamon chips. And I use that in Christmas cooking and autumn cooking. And Heath chips. So it's milk chocolate English toffee bits. Those are so good too for autumn and winter baking. Butterscotch, I got these because I was going to make scotcheroos and I didn't, but I'm going to, I swear. There's 2 bags. And then I've got cinnamon hard candies. I've got 2 bags of these because there are several recipes that call for them, including some recipes for candy apples. Speaking of apples, caramel bits. I've got 3 bags of the unwrapped caramel bits. And believe it or not, I am so glad I figured to do this today because first thing this morning, I thought to myself, autumn baking is going to come up soon, and these are going to be hard to come by because they always are. I better get some. I don't need some. I have 3 bags. This is going to be good to know what I have. This is chicken scratch, so don't judge my penmanship because I'm doing it fast, and I'm going to put it on the computer. I'm going to print it, and it'll be readable. Anyway, I'm going to put all of these in a large bag, except for these. These are going to go in its own bag because they're too big. And then I'll, know that these are for autumn. I only have a couple things left and I will be done. Second to the last thing. So I have these and they expired in May, but expired doesn't mean bad. It just means past the date. So I'm going to still use them. They're like fondant for the top of, there you go, for the top of a cupcake or something. And I thought they were precious and just didn't use them. And then I've got the same thing, and I don't know what the expiration date on this is, but it was sunflower. Same thing. And I just think they're great. And so this is it. We are almost done. So I've got this one, and it's like autumn. Here, let me get a better picture. Autumn colors. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then I've got this. That's all the chocolate ones I have. I need more. These are actually, I put these in here. That one's got an issue going on with its shell. Yeah. Anyway, peanut butter mini M&Ms. Then I've got yellow, green, and oh, let me show you this in the inside. It's so pretty. It's called Edible Sparkle Dust. Now let's see if I can catch some sparkle. Isn't that pretty? And it's just dust. Okay, hang on, I'm going to tell you about a contest coming up. Here it is. All done, all organized and pretty. I really like this. It's not even all the way full. And I know where everything is. Things that are alike are together. Nothing is on the bottom half open. You know, I got rid of anything expired. I'll show you the pantry now. This pantry anyway. This is the corner that it goes. It fits in there perfect and the door closes, believe it or not. I was stunned. Had a much larger bottom of a pantry in the house we lived in before this. We lived there for like 20 years, but it wasn't. Anyway, I'm glad I have this pantry. I took a wet paper towel and just wiped it down on the floor and the baseboards and the wall there so I could get anything. And now I'm just waiting for it to dry completely before I slide this back in. Finished. Good and done. I feel so good when I do something that is organizational like this. It's a high. So if you stuck with me this long, I hope that you'll give me a thumbs up or a like. That's the same thing, isn't it? Or make a comment, a nice one, please. And I think that's all. I have a contest that I want to tell you about. I think I'm going to put that in the title so you'll stick to the end to see the contest. Okay, here's the contest. Hey babies, wake up babies. So here are the 13 quail babies, and I would like to have some ideas to name my quail farmette. So like when I used to breed poodles, my actual poodle page name was, what was it? Forest House Toy Poodles. What do you think? I don't want to call it Forest House again. I would love something clever, and I'm not clever, and I'm sure someone here is. So if you have an idea, that's how you're going to enter this contest. Just tell me what you think would be a cute name. Even if I don't use it, you're entered in the contest. You have to be in the lower 48. You have to be one comment, not two. So if you change your mind, you can get rid of your comment, you know, delete it and put a different one. One idea and not two, just one idea per person. And I will close the contest 2 weeks from today. Now make it 1 week from today. People won't even find it in 2 weeks. It'll be 1 week from today, and I'm going to write the rules in the description below. I hope that you'll help me out. I really do need a cute, clever, I mean, I'm not a professional, it's just for fun, name for my little quail farmette. Here is what you would win if you entered. This is a handmade kitchen towel, and I don't know if it's meant to be, you know, used and washed and used and washed, but it looks very decorative to me, and it feels like I haven't opened it because it's a gift, you know, to, if you win it and want it, it's a gift to you, and if you don't want it, you could gift it to someone else. I really dig sunflowers, so that's what I picked. And the company name is Serenity Home Goods. Thank you for helping to support our small family-owned and operated business, and, you know, leave feedback and stuff like that, and don't leave this in the baby's bed. So anyway, this is what you would win. Bought it with my own money. It's not sponsored. The drawing will be done with one of those automated things, and you will see it happen. And the drawing will be 1 week from today, and that will be Saturday. Let me look at the calendar. Here's the calendar, July 2023. So the next Saturday is the 22nd of July. I'll do the drawing with an automated online thing that takes one comment from each person, and it randomly scrolls and picks one, and you can watch that because I will put it up that day. And the very next Monday, which would be Monday the 24th, I will stick this beautiful towel into a mailer and get it mailed off to you. Again, bought with my own money, not sponsored. The only prize is the towel. No substitutions, one winner per contest, my contest, and that's the rules. So you've got till midnight on the, what is that? What would it be? The 21st. Yeah, because the 22nd's Saturday. You got till midnight, the 21st of July, Friday, to enter if you like.